Welcome to the Know. I'm Ashley Jenkins.
I'm John Reisinger.
Now, when you hear about a new game, you want to know if it's any good, what's the first thing you do?
You clean it.
No. If you're like everyone in the world but John, you probably look it up on Metacritic.
Oh, yeah.
The site's been around for years, and love it or hate it, it is one of the go-to aggregators for reviews of video games, movies, and a bunch of other media as well.
Yeah, but now a new competitor says that Metacritic might not be playing fair. The folks at OpenCritic, which launched in 2015, said that Metacritic might be trying to prevent its growth.
So how do you prevent someone else's growth? Well,
Tell us, Ashley.
To OpenCritic, they aren't getting access to review quotes from some non-English publications, according to PC Gamezen, and they suspect that Metacritic is behind it.
Okay, so a little backstory to this. In December, OpenCritic removed the English-only requirement from its site, which meant that submissions from international publications would be allowed. And following that, OpenCritic has been getting translated quotes from international outlets to add to the reviews. Typically, those international sites will give OpenCritic a link to a web page with translated quote.
But then according to PC Gamezen, Metacritic's allegedly made newer reviewer sites give them exclusivity to those web pages containing those translations, which were previously publicly available. OpenCritic claims to have seen proof of this, though they won't reveal which sites are involved so that they don't get scared.
OpenCritic founder Matthew Entevin said in an email to PC Gamezen that we asked other publications, including ones added to Metacritic in 2016, if they had similar rules, and they said no. This led us to believe it was a new policy implemented by Metacritic as a defensive response to OpenCritic's expansion.
All right, so, okay, fine. So why is this a big deal? I mean, it's a review aggregator sites, and who really cares?
Yeah.
And it's because review aggregation sites are very, very influential in the video games industry, as well as, you know, entertainment industries in general. And Metacritic, they're kind of the 100-pound gorilla. I mean, we're aggregator, whatever, of video game reviews.
Yeah, one of Metacritic's creators, Mark Doyle, told The Guardian that the site helps people cut through that unobjective promotional language.
Now, he said, by giving consumers and web users specifically early information on the objective quality of a game, not only are they more educated about their choices, but it forces publishers to demand more from their developers, license owners to demand more from their licensees, and eventually, hopefully, the games get better.
At the heart of Metacritic is its Metascore, which is derived from critics' reviews. Metacritic arrives at the score by a weighted average, but importantly, some publications are given more weight because of their stature. But how exactly is that formula calculated? That part is a secret.
You know, it's like the 7 spices of KFC or whatever that is. You tell everyone and then it's not your unique thing anymore, and then everyone goes somewhere besides KFC. We can't have that, no.
No, don't go to Popeyes.
But secret or no, that score can mean a lot. Bonuses can be based off that score.
Nick Wingfield of the Wall Street Journal has written that Metacritic influences the sales of games and the stocks of video game publishers. Many executives say that low scores can hurt the long-term sales potential of a game. Some publishers have even tied devs' bonuses to a game's Metascore. Ashley just said that.
Right. Microsoft in 2008 even began using Metacritic averages to delist underperforming Xbox Live Arcade games. So yeah, that score on Metacritic, it's pretty important, especially if your job is making games.
But Metacritic has also brought some controversy. People have raised questions about how Metacritic assigns numerical scores to reviews and which reviewers it chooses to include. Some publications like Kotaku and Eurogamers have even stopped giving numerical reviews, possibly in response to the being used by Metacritic. Some have even said that Metacritic as a site has hurt the gaming industry. Kotaku writer Jason Schreier wrote, "Review scores, as we've said before, are toxic to gaming culture. They kill nuance, invite unfair comparisons, and create the illusion that video games can be evaluated definitively and objectively. And Metacritic has hurt video game developers and games in all sorts of ways."
Now, into that controversy stepped OpenCritic, which launched about a year and a half ago and promised a more transparent rating system. Now, while it didn't name Metacritic specifically, the site definitely seemed to be taking aims at complaints many people had with Metacritic.
Gamers, critics, and developers alike have made clear their desires for a more industry-focused review aggregator. Entevin wrote in a press release when the site launched, "We hoped to meet those desires by giving consumers personalized scores, humanizing the critics behind the reviews, and celebrating the games that the industry's passionate developers have worked so hard to create."
In response to Metacritic's secret formula of spices, OpenCritic said it would offer a simple average of all numerical critic scores and include the author's name on reviews. Users could also build custom score pages made up of only the publication's translations they want if they so choose.
That's cool. OpenCritic officials say that the latest move by Metacritic to allegedly prevent its access to quotes from international publications means that the new site is having an impact. Since OpenCritic launched, Metacritic has begun to track unscored reviews yeah, it happens, and also tweet out embargo information, things that OpenCritic says it started.
On the one hand, we're excited. The timing would indicate that Metacritic is feeling a bit uneasy with our recent progress, Jenzen said to PC Games Then. However, we strongly believe translation exclusivity is anti-industry and want to raise awareness about its implications.
Yeah, PC Games N reached out to Metacritic for a response to the allegations, but so far, they just haven't responded.
Yeah, I'm not terribly surprised about that one, actually. What do you guys think of this controversy surrounding Metacritic and its new competitor? Is Metacritic being unfair? Is this anti-industry? Let us know what you think in the comments.
Yeah, and for all your gaming industry news, as well as news about criticism of the gaming industry, a little meta there, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the Know.
We'll give you all the meta you can handle.
All the meta.
But according to PC Games and Metacritic has allegedly made newer review sites give them exclusively to the web pages. Give them exclusive. I was like, okay.
The illusion that video games can be evaluated definitively. There you go.